Hello, welcome back to the sessions on phylum Mollusca. From this presentation onwards, we'll be looking into in detail the organ systems, the peculiarities of Phyla globosa to study as a type species of phylum Mollusca. Phyla globosa it is commonly referred as apple snail or more specifically Indian apple snail. In this presentation, we will be looking into the taxonomic position or the systematic position of Phyla globosa. Phyla globosa the first publication was made in 1822 by Swanson, and it is being placed under kingdom Animalia, phylum Mollusca, class Gastropoda, subclass Cenogastropoda, order Archaetinoglossa, family Ampullaridae, genus Phyla, and species Phyla globosa. This classification is followed as per the World Register of Marine Species Worms 2021. And why these terms? How the Phyla globosa comes under these groups? Till Gastropoda, the peculiar features of these taxa, which we are very familiar with. Uh, Gastropoda, as you have already know, it includes freshwater, marine, what you call the terrestrial univalve mollusks with unsegmented and asymmetrical body. One of the most important feature of gastropods, it is the torsion which they exhibit. Okay, the torsion, that is the visceral mass and the inner internal organs, it shows what you call as a twisting. Okay, 180-degree counterclockwise twisting. The visceral mass, mainly the visceral mass, it shows a twisting, and this is what is referred as a torsion, which is a very common, which is a very unique character of gastropods. Now, what about Cenogastropoda, the subclass? The subclass Cenogastropoda, it is also known as Prosobranchiata or Ctenobranchiata or Streptoneura. In one of the previous presentations where we discussed about this, what we call gastropods and its characteristic features, we mentioned the subclasses Prosobranchiata. Right, Gastropoda, it was divided into three subclasses: Prosobranchiata, Opistobranchiata, and the Pulmonata. The Prosobranchiata is otherwise referred as the Ctenobranchiata or Streptoneura. These are all the older names, but presently Cenogastropoda is the one which is being followed. So why the name? Prosobranchiata, the name means gills forward. Okay, or here what it referred to is like the mantle cavity and the organs in the mantle cavity, they are located anteriorly. Okay, what all things are there in the mantle cavity? Obviously, it is the ctenidium is present or the gills are present, and hence it is being placed anteriorly, hence the name Prosobranchiata. Okay. The Ctenobranchiata, again, it is ctenidium referring to. So again, the same meaning, it is referring to the gills being placed in a particular position. Streptoneura, it is twisted nerve, right? Now the reason is Cenogastropoda, you can see that the torsion, it results in visceral mass being twisted in the shape of the digit 8, and hence what happens is it will have a twisted nerve cord. Okay, so that is why it is given the name Streptoneura. Okay, so see, the Cenogastropods, the shell is conical and is spirally coiled. That is externally visible torsion, twisting we can see. Okay, then uh, it do have an operculum which closes the opening of the shell. So all these are the features of the members belonging to subclass Cenogastropoda or the Prosobranchiata. We can see that the Cenogastropoda, it includes marine, freshwater, terrestrial mollusks, and members are mostly dioecious in nature, that is unisexual. Coming to the next taxa or the Archaetinoglossa, coming under the subclass Cenogastropoda, uh, we can see that this Archaetinoglossa, it was earlier known as Pectinobranchiata or Pectinibranchiata. The name has come because of the presence of comb-like gills on the neck region, along the neck region. Okay, so that is why the name has come Pectinobranchiata. It includes Archaetinoglossa, it includes land and freshwater cenogastropods, and the very important feature, unique feature, is the comb-like gills formed of one or rarely two longitudinal series of the gill laminae on the left side of the mantle over the back of the neck region. That is why it has got the name pectinobranchiata. As already mentioned, they are just like because it comes under Cenogastropoda, they all include the unisexual land or freshwater gastropods. Okay, so that is about the what you call Archaetinoglossa, and they are aquatic, and I already mentioned it is otherwise referred as the pectino or pectini branchiata. It is also referred here as the Archaetinoglossa. The next we have is the Ampullaridae. Ampullaridae, it is commonly referred as apple snail. It is a family into which the Pila globosa is included. Family Ampullaridae, they are commonly referred as apple snails. It includes a group or a family of large freshwater snails. Right, apple snail is large enough. It is large freshwater snails are included under the family Ampullaridae, and uh, it includes unisexual Archaetinoglossa. All the Cenogastropods are unisexual in nature. And you can see they have both, the apple snails, they have both the lung as well as a gill, a ctenidium as well as a lung. Okay, and it is present in the mantle cavity. And for the placement of these two, because gill, it works, it effectively functions in aquatic, when the animal is in aquatic ecosystem, and the lung, it works effectively when the animal is in terrestrial ecosystem. So it has to be partitioned. That is, the lung should not get completely what you call filled with water, right? And similarly, for gill to work effectively, the water has to pass through the or in between the gill lamellae. So what happens is this mantle cavity has to be divided into two separate chambers. One chamber meant for the what you call gill respiration, the other for the lung respiration. So it is actually, this makes the apple snails amphibious in nature. It can it the adaptation, this kind of an adaptation, this kind of a mantle cavity division into two chambers, it helps in the apple snails being effective amphibious in nature. Okay, these ampullarids, they are considered to be gonochoristic, and male and female snails are found, and they are unique. So this is about the systematic position of Pila globosa. So repeating, Pila globosa comes under class Gastropoda, subclass Cenogastropoda, or the you can see here, yeah, fine. So Prosobranchiata, right? Order Archaetinoglossa, or it was earlier referred as Pectinibranchiata. Then family Ampullaridae, genus Pila, and species Pila globosa.